I'm Dan Galusha, and welcome to another edition of Tips and Stuff. And we're back with the lights, as you can see. I'm going to talk to you about these a little bit. In fact, we're going to be looking at them in just a little bit, where we're going to take them into the house and get them into the dark and see how they work. I've got this version right here that is called the Sky Lite 2. Now, I like this thing, and I've set it up with these right here. You can see those. They're a bulb, and I use a base, a regular lamp base, and I screw that bulb in and put those up, and it kind of enhances the stars that are in this. This is a green star, just like this one is, but with that, in fact that's a blue one, but I'll have a red, and I even have another green, so it even puts more green into it, and looks pretty good. You're not going to be really seeing that, because that's something that I do at Christmas to have it all set up. Anyway, this though, I'm going to show you the difference in how they set, so that you know that before we do this. And I'm going to try to compare these in the house. This one right now, as you can see, here's the projector right there. That's going out this direction. Okay, I want it up like this so that it's going on the ceiling. And it's at a slight angle, as you can see here. But it's projecting wherever it is, and you have over here, you have your buttons so that you can control it through these buttons. Okay, that's all nice. In fact, you got your on-off button here, and it just takes off and it goes. And you've also got an app, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, that's how this one's set up. This one is the new Sky Lite Evolve. This is nice because you can rotate this any direction you want in order to project that cloud and the stars. And you can switch the stars off with the app. You can also hear by going through it, because what you do is you punch this little button right here and you just cycle through it. So you can do it manually without the app if you want. You just don't have as many options of where you can kind of change the colors and that sort of stuff, which you can with the app. Now this, like I said, you can do it this way, but here's the but. You notice this cable. Okay, where you got this? You try to do this, see what it wants to do. You can't go that way. Not only that, but I've noticed that if I have this cable certain ways, and even if I want to do it this way, it pulls it back because it might be in another spot, so you got to mess around with that. This one also has a cable, but you don't have that to mess with because you don't have that many settings. You got there, and you got there. That's about it. But as I said, here you got 360 degrees. You can go wherever you want, except for that cable will stop you. There's no two ways out of that. As far as the app, now I'll get to that. This one, as I said, this one you cycle everything through here, and you got your star button. You got everything here to do it. Over here, no, you just have one button, and you just keep pushing it until you find what you want. The cloud itself, which it's the Nebula cloud, this one is definitely different than this one. This one has one that really, to me, it's kind of like real clouds. You look up and it's, I don't know, maybe other people wouldn't see it this way, but I do. There's some stormy clouds. I kind of like that because you got blue sky, it looks like, coming through it, and you got the dark from the storm. Maybe it's the storm after, whatever, but this one has that ability to do that. Here's the app that I was going to show you. It tells you right here. In fact, it already came up. I'm going to restart this app because I want you to see what it looks like. You got a little button here. There. Looks like it went right to it. I'm going to go back again because I want you to see what it looks like. There, see, it says BlissLights. And it probably went right, and it probably didn't even go to it. It says add device. I don't really have to add a device unless you have to do this every time. Now, I haven't done that. It says no devices. Well, there are devices. The reason being it may not say that is because I have this app here to control this. This is not plugged in, and it has to. You have to have your Wi-Fi. When you do this app, make sure that you have your Wi-Fi password, because you're going to need it. In other words, it doesn't have this thing where you can push the little button, you know, and have it find that your router. That don't work with this. So there's something their app needs to do. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we're going to go in, like I said, we're going to set these up, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to use both of them, and basically I'm going to use them manually so that you can see what they do. But if I can get that app going, which it was going before, and it's definitely because of the fact that these are not plugged in. You can't find them because they're not plugged in, like I said. So let's go in and take care of these, and I'll show you on the ceiling and how it projects, and well, as I said, I'll just show you the way they look. Okay, I picked just a section of ceiling, as you can see here, and I'm going to turn on just the Sky Lite 2 first. And it does the same thing, except it has the different deal on the buttons there. And I'll turn it on. There, you can see what it's doing. We're going to cycle this through. This is with the stars and the clouds. And we'll cycle the thing through. Find a button here again. And each time you push that button, there's a change. You can see now it's starting to changes out. There's just the stars. You can have it that way. You can have it with just the clouds if you want. Then there's a blue and a green cloud, like with the stars, or this. Yeah, they call them stars, I guess. And there's more of a reddish and a purple. We're just going to change those around so you can see. This is, like I said, this is the Sky 2. I keep losing my button. Now when I'm doing the Christmas one, there's just the reddish cloud. And now it's off. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but with the Evolve. There. You can see the way it looks. That's one that's similar to what we had with the Sky 2. And then we'll hit it again and we'll see what happens. You got a little bit different coloring there. Fades in and out. There we go. Now this is getting more of that sky color that I was telling you about. But there's another one. They call it Ocean actually on your app. And we'll hit it again, and there's kind of the purples and the reds and all that sort of stuff. Tap it again. This is just strictly the clouds. This is the one that I said I kind of like because it's kind of like stormy clouds with the blue showing through it and all that sort of stuff. I really like that, and you can do this on the app without having to just keep punching the button, because you have to punch the button here. Now we'll see what the next one is. That one brings back the stars with it, and then we come up to the purplish colored one like we had before with the stars. We'll hit it again, and it goes off. Now, just for the heck of it, what if you have two of these, such as I do? We're going to turn both of these on and see what it does. I'll turn that one on first, of course. That's the 2, the Light 2. Now we'll turn on the other one and see how that enhances it, or does it? Yes, it does to a certain extent. It makes it different. You've also, now you'll notice your stars are moving different. You got double the stars, and then you can change, like well, we'll do this. We'll change colors and come out with different ones, so you'd have several different combinations. You can kind of see what's going on up there right now. And the only one I'm changing at the moment is just the Evolve. And with the Evolve, because of the way it is, I can also rotate that, as you will see, and we can move that around a bit to see if we can change any of the effects, or like with the stars going around, we can actually combine the stars a little differently, or stretch that out much further, because I can shoot it back this way. So you can see with the Evolve now, and with the other one, I can do quite a few different things. And then we'll just change it again. There. Anyway, you can see the possibilities. I mean, with just one by itself, yeah, but with two of them like that, especially now if you had two Evolves, you could take those, and with the angling of them, you could, you know, the sky's the limit on that. I hate to say the sky because that's what we're looking at, but you know, get the lasers off. Now, I would really like to see multicolor lasers on this thing, and being able to turn them off much easier, so that if you wanted to do that, you can. And the lasers, I'm talking about the stars. But the clouds, you can see, you can really make quite a fascinating cloud out of it. Anyway, that's what I wanted to bring you in for, is to show you the way this looks. And as I said, with the app, I'm not going to worry with going into that, because with the app, you're just changing all that stuff, and you're doing the same thing basically. It's just that you can turn off the little stars a lot easier, and you can do everything. It just lets you do it a lot easier. That's all there is to it. With this, you're just constantly pushing a button, and of course, to turn them off, that's the one thing that I do like about the app. You can just turn it off. You can't do that here. You got to cycle all the way through in order to get it to go off. But anyway, that's what you can see. Before we go, what I wanted you to see was what it looks like with just the clouds on both of them. This is both units running the Evolve along with the Sky 2 that just has the clouds. You have the clouds going in different directions. You can of course change the coloring, but you can see the way it is, the depth of it and everything. With two of them like that, it really makes it a three-dimensional type of I guess a look to a certain extent, because you can see the clouds. And if you could get them all the stormy cloud type thing, it would look like a storm developing, but instead it's like the outer space nebula without the stars. And that's what I wanted you to see. So anyway, like I said, before we go, I wanted you to see that. Well, hopefully you got an idea of how both the Sky Lite 2 and this Evolve work. And again, I definitely suggest getting these Bliss bulbs if you want to add stars. Now here's an improvement that I think would be good for this one, since it's supposed to be an improvement over this, is to have this with more of the stars. Instead of me having to add those bulbs, the red and the blue and the green would all be here. You could run all three if you wanted, or you could run just one. I'd kind of like to see that as an improvement. And this is new, so you know, maybe down the line, who knows. So that's another tips and stuff. No fishing or shooting this time, just a product for making things look pretty. So I guess what I say is, until next time, get out, make something pretty.